Another episode with the TP22 from U-Shot that was sent to me from Jordan over at YMS Airsoft. This has quickly, if you haven't seen the video already, I'll leave it linked down in the description below and up here. This has quickly become one of my favorite airsoft pistols and most impressed I've been with an airsoft pistol out of the box in a long time. This is a less than $100 gas blowback pistol, and the gas efficiency, accuracy, and performance is honestly quite insane. And it's a cool platform to begin with anyway. However, on today's video, we're going to be installing some upgrades. The Dr. Black 70-degree hop-up bucking, and then we have a Stalker upgraded hop-up nub that were both recommended to me from Jordan over at YMS Airsoft, who sent me both of these as a sponsored product. Thank you again, Jordan. Jordan is an awesome guy who runs an awesome company, who makes some awesome products, who has supported a lot of my videos recently and allowed me to create more content for you guys. So if you appreciate him doing that for us, do me a favor, swing over to his website, shoot him a follow on Instagram, shoot him a follow on YouTube. So let's go ahead and get these guys installed. Now again, Jordan said that these upgrades are going to help increase the accuracy on the TP22. So the TP22 takedown is super simple. Just pull this arm down and then push TP22 slide forward and then up and off. Super simple. And we're not going to need the lower for now. We'll pop our springing guide rod out. And then this guy will slide at the top, which is exactly what we're going to need for the rest of this video. And I turned on the flashlight so you obviously get a better picture and there's less shadows because all the parts we're going to be working with are much smaller. We first have to take out the two top screws that are holding the red dot plate in place on top of the barrel. So those guys have to come out. And then the entire plate should pop off. And inside here you'll see your outer barrel, your hop unit, your hop dial, and the hop arm. So next we're going to take this grub screw out from the top. Put that aside. And then the outer barrel should slide right off the inner barrel. Next, we should just be able to slide this hop arm out. And you'll see that this is the first little part that we're going to be replacing. This rubber ball right here is going to be replaced with the Stalker hop nub. Now we have to take this screw out that holds the hop dial in place. Just unscrew that. Careful, it's a really small screw, you don't want to lose it. Pop your dial off. And then the entire barrel assembly should come out with your outer barrel, the little stabilizer clip, and then your hop rubber. Now let's crack into some of our upgrade parts, yeah? I'm going to take the hop nub out of its package. This guy's a really small part, so make sure you don't lose it. And then we're going to open our Dr. Black 70-degree bucking. First thing we're going to do is take off this hop rubber and then reverse engineer it, installing the Dr. Black hop rubber. The side that has just a consistent concave is going to go facing away from the side of the inner barrel. And then the side that has the small little lip around the edge and that ridge, I don't know if you can see that ridge right in there, is going to be facing on the bottom. And that should slot into that ridge right there. Should slide on nice and carefully. No problems there. Now, one of the most important things to note with hop-up buckings is, first of all, are there any tears? And if there's not, you're in a good place. The second thing, there shouldn't be any movement between it and the inner barrel. If there are, then you have a problem. If not, that bucking is going to stay super stable and allow for some more consistency. Now next, a little key that I have is I always take some super lube. You don't really want super lube on the inside of the bucking because that's where it's going to grip your BBs. However, on the outside of the bucking, it helps to slot it into the hop housings without allowing the bucking to move and slide around. So you don't need a lot, just that was probably honestly too much. But I like to put it on there. It just kind of helps get it in there without displacing the position that your hop bucking is in. Cool. Okay. Now to reinstall it, the side with the feed ramp is going to face away. The side with the big hole is going to face forward. And what we're going to do, if you can see that groove on the inside there, see if we can get that groove right here. That's going to face on the right, and that's where this little hop arm is going to go into place. Just like that. And that should sit in place, and there should be no movement between the two. Now what we're going to do is take our outer barrel. We're going to slide that guy in as far as it'll go. It'll hold our inner barrel in place, and then I'm going to drop that grub screw right down in the center and just screw that guy in until it's snug. You don't want to go too crazy because if you do, you'll wind up putting pressure on your barrel, and you don't want to put pressure on your inner barrel because it could squeeze if it's not a strong steel. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our new hop nub, and I'll try and do my best to show you how this all works. The rubber puts a consistent round pressure onto the hop up bucking. However, the Stalker is going to be pressing down from here. Imagine my hand is the BB. What it's going to do is apply not a round pressure, but a concave pressure. So it should hug the BB as opposed to just putting pressure on the top of the BB, which should give it a nicer flight trajectory and a more even amount of pressure. This bucking, or this nub, is also hard. It's made of metal. This one is made of some sort of hard rubber, which means this one has less give to it. We're going to take our Stalker hop nub, and we're going to place this guy just like that in that little square. It'll find its positioning where it needs to be as soon as the hop arm goes on and falls right into place. And you can see it just hugs the top of it like that. Next, we're going to take our hop dial, and we're going to place that in a position where there's no hop is usually the easiest. So just right before the large drop off. And we'll set it like that onto the hop arm. We'll get our screw, put that right up top, and then we'll go ahead and tighten that guy down. Just until it's snug. Now we'll take that big plate again, place that guy right on top. You got to line up those two screw holes, and then we'll drop the screws back in, and we'll tighten them down. Now, if you did everything correctly, you'll notice that as you start to tighten down the hop dial, it'll start to apply pressure to that rubber downwards, and then you can back the pressure off. Now what we're going to do is just reinstall everything. So we'll slide this guy back into the top of the TP22. Now remember, it's kind of funky. This rod and spring have a little clip that needs to notch into the bottom right there. See that? So you want to keep that side facing up. And it should latch itself in place. Now you go ahead, place your TP22 on the top. Just a little further forward than it usually should be. And then scoot it back. And when you scoot it back, that lock should lock itself in place. Now again, just to make sure everything's installed correctly, pull the trigger, hammer drops, or I'm sorry, rack the slide, pull the trigger, hammer drops, pull the trigger, rack the slide, release the trigger, it should set, drop the hammer. Full auto, rack the slide, trigger drops the hammer, pull the trigger, rack the slide. There should be no reset. That's how you know you're in the right place. And just like that, you've replaced both your stock hop rubber and stock hop nub. And naturally so, in most cases, that should increase your consistency and your accuracy because those are your main components that do so. So I know it was a quicker video and whatnot, but I like to take you guys along for every upgrade video. And again, shoot over to YMS Airsoft to support all of his stuff because he's really been supporting us and this channel recently, which is amazing. And stay tuned because there's a few more videos coming out with this thing you are not going to want to miss. And go pick one up. This is hands down the next AAPO1 or High Kappa. So much potential for the TP22.